overall session, we got close to that 5-year high of 5,250, but just pulling back a touch off the session highs at the moment.
Friday, it's a fantastic day for the Aussie share market. In fact, it's a record-setting day for a lot of stocks on the market, including the biggest stock on our market, Commonwealth Bank. It's reached an all-time record high on the market today. We've also seen stocks like Navitas as well as Invocare hitting the highest level ever on the Australian market. If we have a look across the sectors, it's green across the board today. Every single sector is trading higher. In fact, if we have a look at the top 20 blue chip stocks on the Australian market, there's only one stock which is managing a decline, and that's Newcrest, which is down by 0.8%, which has been hit by weaker gold prices. But all in all, the fact that we are seeing the biggest part of our markets being also the strongest means that it's a great day for stocks on the Aussie market. We're seeing the financial, the materials, as well as the energy sectors outperforming. There is a little bit of weakness in terms of the gold miners coming through from the gold price, but otherwise we're seeing some strong volumes and the Australian market at the highest level for 2013.
Everyone's been talking about Leighton. It's recovering a little of last week's more than 10% losses. It's up about 4%. What did you make of the comments from the AGM? What stood out as being most important for you?
Well, the comments from the annual general meeting today have been very reassuring, especially given the backdrop that we've seen over the last week. We've seen a number of profit warnings coming through from the mining services space, including Coffee, Worley Parsons, United Group, just to name a few. And we know that the construction environment is also quite difficult in Australia. Yet, despite the weak environment, we've seen Leighton's coming out to say that they still reaffirm their full-year guidance of between $520 to $600 million in underlying net profit. So that's a huge positive. The way they're really going to achieve this is a lot of cost cutting and also focusing in on its offshore businesses, because things in Australia are quite tough at the moment. So if we have a look at stock price reactions in the industrial space, it is a tale of two halves. On one hand, we are seeing some stocks with continued weakness. We're seeing UGL shares down by around about 5% on the market today. Cardno shares down by 2.2%. We're also seeing Mermaid Marine down by 1.7%. But on the flip side, the reassurance that's come through from the Leighton's annual general meeting has meant that Leighton's stock is up by a massive 4.5% today. So despite the weakness that we are seeing in mining services, it looks like Leighton's still pretty positive on their full-year forecasts.
One sector or area of the market that is suffering now, of course, is the gold miners. What is your thinking on where gold's heading? We had Michael McCarthy from CMC Markets on a little earlier, and he's pretty bearish, thinking that perhaps it could go through the lows that we've seen recently.
I think the consensus is for gold bearishness, and that's really the consensus across the globe. Unfortunately, we did see gold prices looking pretty vulnerable in terms of the charts, and we saw another move down on New York markets on Friday. We have a look at gold. We've seen some big movers really taking quite a bearish move in terms of gold, and George Soros's latest quarterly filings show that he has once again reduced his exchange-traded products holdings in the gold spider product over in the US. So it does look like gold's still on its way down. Of course, if we have a look at gold prices, they peaked on the 6th of September 2011, and since then we've seen gold in New York down by 73%. We're seeing gold, down 23%. We're seeing gold in Australian dollar terms down more than 20%. The gold miners are down by a massive 63%. We've seen that sector losing 63% since the peak. And of course, since February this year, we've seen the death crossing gold, and we've continued to see weakness there, with the gold sector down by 34%. Unfortunately, the weakness in gold has continued. Newcrest is down by 0.8%, but we are seeing some pretty big moves once again. Perseus is down by 7.3% today. We're also seeing Evolution Mining down by 6.5%. So the weakness in gold continuing, and on the charts and the technical view is that gold is still looking pretty ominous, and it does look like the consensus view is for the bearishness in gold to continue.
Julia, thank you so much.